Well, good evening and welcome to our Swarm Business Opportunity Call. And this is Mandy Elliott over in Greece, and I want to introduce you to Rick Thompson, who is over in Texas. Rick, the floor is yours.
Well, hey, thanks, Mandy. I appreciate it, and welcome everybody to the call for tonight. We've truly got an international flavored call. We've got one of our other international leaders over here on the call tonight, and ironically, it's 4 a.m. in the morning where both of them are with the world time zone. But we're here to give you a quick overview about what's going on with EDU Swarm. And I always tell people when, I get involved or take a look at a company, there's 5 different things to me that are very, very important, for me to consider before I'm going to invest my time and energy. And then I also am concerned about my team. And the reason that people have success in our business is they care about their team. Virtually everybody who's a leader is going to succeed with the program, but the question truly becomes one of, will my team work out? Can they make some money and be successful here? And, the first ingredient that has to be right for a company, you stop and think about this. If you have any experience in this industry, many of you that are guests may not have that much experience yet in direct sales or affiliate marketing, but one of the biggest problems is the ownership of the companies. And that's why I was very, very pleased to, hear from a friend of mine, back in March, and Bobby called me and told me that he was getting ready to put together a program, and he told me what it was and asked me, he said, I don't know if you'll have time for it or not, but, we've been friends for 30 years and, would you take a look at it and see, what you think, and so on and so forth. And to make a long story short, the program obviously is EDU Swarm, but the fact that a friend of mine, a personal friend of mine that I could look in the eye and get an answer from, or pick up the phone and call him and get calls daily, that's the way that I like to work with the company. I like to know who the owner is and what their character is. Are they going to be true to their word? Are they going to, take advantage of being able to help people like I want to? And that's the reason Bobby started this company. We're going to have him on as a guest here, sometime probably next week, and he can reiterate what we're doing as far as our master game plan for anybody who wants to come join this company. So the ownership is rock solid. The second thing has to be timing, and when you take a look at something, now is probably not a good time to, go out and take it, some of these legacy companies. They're all being challenged by some of the upstart internet companies. And, there's a lot of different things going on from a timing standpoint. But if you're into the cryptocurrency world, we're kind of in a lull right now where the cryptocurrency market, the market cap is pulled back. Bitcoin's back to, a semi-reasonable level where you can participate and where you can't normally take and get involved with the full coin. You can get involved here with EDU Swarm with a percentage of a Bitcoin and have an opportunity to accumulate coin. So the timing is absolutely fantastic. More and more people are learning about Bitcoin, and it's still more than 90% of the people around the world don't even know what a Bitcoin is. So here we are talking about the means of, to the end. But what we're really talking about is our product, and our product, guys, is not Bitcoin. It is not a matrix. Our product is the educational product and content that we offer people. And what is going to make a difference between us and the other companies that have educational platforms? At the end of the day, it's going to be the quality of the content and the blockchain technology information that you're going to receive, along with all the other many subjects that are already currently in the portfolio. But the product is very, very important. And, anything you can do to enhance the value of your product to people when you share the content and information with them is a plus for you. The next thing that is important is obviously the compensation. Is it a program or a plan that my team can succeed with? A lot of the compensation plans out there have, 4, 5, 6, 7 ways to get paid. They're very confusing. You've got matching this and giving away the first 2 is what they call in Australia 2 up, different forms and iterations of compensation that are hard for people to understand. And along that same line, getting the information out is important. But to talk more about the compensation plan and to give you a flavor for what we've got planned for you here at EDU Swarm, I'm going to flip this call back over to Mandy Elliott and have her come in and talk about how we get paid and what are we doing here to increase the anticipation level for people wanting to join the company. So, Mandy, back to you.
Oh, thank you, Rick. Thank you very much. Well, you mentioned the blockchain, and I mean, a lot of people may think, well, what is the blockchain? And chances are you're already doing something that is involving the blockchain. I mean, the blockchain is a new technology. Well, new. It's been in use for now about 8-9 years, and it's literally going to have the greatest impact on the next few decades. And when you think about, security of things, when you're dealing with stocks, bonds, legal documents, money, these are all now going to be transacted on the blockchain. So it's sort of, we're at the present, we rely on intermediaries, and, there's always a middleman. Well, with the blockchain, it makes it different. So as Rick mentioned, we use Bitcoin as our currency, not fiat money. Fiat money being, everyday cash like the yen, euro, dollar. So let's just use the example of, say I was going to be sending Rick, let's say $100. If I was sending that from my bank, yeah, I could do online international transactions. Some people can, some people can't. But it would cost me to send from my UK bank across the USA around about 40 UK pounds. That's nearly $60. And it will take between 4 and 10 days for that international transaction. So where's my money going meanwhile? Because it's instantly taken from my bank account. So I'm not seeing any interest, and Rick won't get it for 4 to 10 days. So it's going through not just one middleman, it's going through lots of different processes to go from A to B. And the beauty of the blockchain is, if I'm want to send Bitcoin to Rick, and again, Rick mentioned that it doesn't have to be a whole Bitcoin, that you can break it down, and I can say, okay, I've got to send Rick, say, $129.31. I can actually do that in Bitcoin. And with that, I just say to Rick, hey, what's your receive code for your Bitcoin wallet, Rick? He goes, here you are, Mandy, and I'll send it. And within seconds, he will get a notification saying, hey, Mandy Elliott has sent you this much. And it's a peer-to-peer. So now we have this transaction process, which we can fully trust. We can do our own transactions, and it's cutting out the middleman, which is absolutely superb. So, the transaction will happen fairly quickly. Okay, the actual Bitcoins may take 20 minutes, half an hour to show in Rick's personal wallet, but that's it. It's done, A to B, without any country borders. So that also makes the business here brilliant because it's global. And some countries have sealed currencies, such as India, where the rupee you cannot purchase. If you're going to visit India, you can't purchase rupees outside of India. You do it when you get there at the airport or at the hotel. And when you leave, you've got to cash in all your rupees because you can't exchange them back to your currency. But in India, they do use Bitcoin. So again, look at how many people are over there. And it's other countries across the world as well. So we have an absolute global business. We are using the technology that is right at the forefront of what's happening in today's business across the world. And we're using the granddaddy of all the cryptocurrencies out there, because there's quite a few of them, but Bitcoin is the most recognized and it's the most powerful. So going into just a quick about how we earn, we have a nice little matrix. It's a 2x2. So you can join at 0.01 of a Bitcoin or 0.03. Today, I believe that's around about the $80 mark for 0.01, and in UK pounds about 50, 55, euros about 60. And we have a very simple matrix system. It's a 2x2 matrix, excuse me, coughing here, a 2x2 matrix, and we work as a team filling this. It's a different system than most. So, if you think, oh, I've worked with matrix before, this one fills differently because there's always 3 people on your matrix when you join, and you would arrive in one of these blue open positions. And then working as a team, because there's already 3 people, then the next person who's introduced will land in the second blue position, and the next person in the third, and the next one in the fourth. And that's how we are doing a great team build. So you can see here how it is team shared. The person at the top here introduced the person further down. Your enroller, that's the person that introduced you to this opportunity, introduce you. So you can see how it's different people filling up. And we've got the full video on our website that goes through it. There's a 9-minute video that talks through step by step and shows you completely how this goes. But it's the power of teamwork. And when your matrix is filled, you are paid. Then what happens is You don't, it's a one-time only out of pocket here. You then, what we call cycle, you go into recycle, and you can then do this again and again. But we have 5 levels here, 5 stages. So as you cycle one stage, you're going to open up another stage. And then that's stage 2. And then you're going to open stage 3. So we've got 5 stages here. So each time you cycle the first time, you are going to open up another. So that you will soon be earning on 5 stages here. And that's going to see you earning points of 0.02, 0.04, 0.1, 0.2, and 0.4 Bitcoins over and over and over. Simultaneously, you can earn these monthly, weekly, daily, and hourly. And that's the power of what we have. And so with that, I'm going to hand you back to Rick, because we've got some, another great product that we really want to talk about, as well as our education. So Rick, over to you.
Well, hey, Mandy, thanks very much. That's a great analogy of sending me the $100. I have sent you my receiver code. But one thing you didn't tell me was, did you have to spend that same $30 or $40 to send that to me, or how does that work?
I should have mentioned that. It's such a low cost. It's pennies. It's hardly anything. There's a tiny, tiny transaction fee that goes to the miners. The miners are people that mine the coins. You know, that it might be a digital currency, but it still has people behind the scenes working on it. And it's just pennies. I mean, those pennies may have added up to, less than $1, maybe $1 or so, but it's nothing, absolutely nothing in comparison to what the bank would have charged me and the time. So it's absolutely brilliant.
Yes, it is, Mandy. And guys, I'll tell you what, the one thing that the banks collectively can't stand is the blockchain technology, because all of the fees that we don't like to pay our bank, we have a chance to eliminate and reduce those fees and transact with each other with independent third-party verification, and that's blockchain technology. And listen, folks, get ahead of this curve. You're here in the right spot. Learn what's going on around you. It's affordable. This is the other thing, guys. This product itself, just the educational material is incredible. But, one of the things that we look at is what else can we give an EDU Swarm member who lives around the world, because obviously tonight we've got Mandy, she's over in Greece, and she has several different countries that are already involved in our company. I'm going to introduce a friend of mine who lives over in Nairobi in a few minutes, and he's already opened up multiple countries with the product and with EDU Swarm. But one of the things that we found we could do was we could add a product into the mix that would give every person that's in the company an opportunity to save money with their membership. Now, remember, this is a membership. This is an affiliate-based membership program. You come in and you purchase a retail product from the company. And once you've done that, you're a customer, and you're a customer for as long as you choose to be. There are no additional fees after your one-time out-of-pocket expense for you to join the business. Now, you join the business, you have a chance to participate again if you want to with the affiliate rewards program, but that's totally optional, totally no expense to you if you choose to do that. But what do we want to do to talk about that value? How much is education worth? Well, if you don't use it, it's not worth anything. If you use it, it can be worth, it can change your life. And those are all decisions you're going to have to make. But what we knew we could do is we could take an $8 to $10 trillion category, and see if we could put that into the mix with EDU Swarm. And of course, I'm talking about the largest category in the world, which is travel, the #1 research word on the internet, which is travel. And we now have in your back office with the Swarm Club a travel program, which is a great new booking engine. This product is a product that is sold all over the world for anywhere between $59 to $99 per month for you to get what we have for you, which is a benefit that we are giving and gifting to our EDU Swarm members. And one of the reasons that we put that out there is because of the gentleman I'm going to introduce, who's Kenny Stewart over in Nairobi, Kenya. Kenny and I have been friends since the late 80s. He's one of the best marketers on the planet. He's affectionately known as the MLM professor. And Kenny, come in here if you're looking for an opportunity. How do you present this, and why does this make so much sense for a person to join us at EDU Swarm?
Well, anytime that somebody looks at a business, Rick, they have to ask themselves a couple of really important questions. One is the business I'm looking at profitable? can you make money? And I don't think there's any question that you can certainly earn money in the network marketing industry, especially when you're in the right place at the right time. And when you're dealing with two of the most attention-getting and probably sexiest opportunities there are today, travel and Bitcoin, and you marry those two together, you've got something that can create some extraordinary incomes. The next question you have to ask yourself, is the business affordable? And I don't think there's any question that in this particular case, when you can get involved with the company for as little as 0.01 Bitcoin, which right now is around $65 US at the time that we're recording this webinar, that certainly qualifies as an affordable business. Then the next question becomes, how quickly can I recoup that expenditure? And is it going to be worth it for me to spend, in this particular case, $65? Well, what's powerful about the new online travel booking engine that you guys have added to the mix is that even if I didn't make any money in the business opportunity aspect, I could still recoup back my initial expenditure and then some just by strictly using the product. And a good example of that is we looked at a well-known resort destination here in Kenya called White Sands Resort. It's located on Mombasa, and a lot of people from Europe will come to Mombasa on vacation. A lot of Kenyans like to go there, people from Africa. And we did a simple comparison on a 3-day, 2-night stay there over a weekend. And what we learned is that in comparing the price that we were able to get now through the Swarm Club Dream Destinations travel booking engine, comparing it to major sites like Expedia, Orbitz, and a few others, that we were saving up to $30 a night. Well, a weekend stay, and I've just recouped back basically my cost to join the program. So you really can't lose if you just use the product. Now, if you look at the business opportunity side of the house, what if it took you a whole year to work your way through all 5 boards? If you were self-funding your way through each of those 5 boards, you would earn a total of 0.475 Bitcoin. Now, right now, that's worth around $3,100 or so. So you started with 0.01 Bitcoin, around $65 at the moment, and over a year's time, you were able to earn around $3,100 in free Bitcoin out of the rewards plan. Now, was that a good deal? Well, obviously, the answer is yes. You turned $65 into $3,100 worth of free Bitcoin. Now, let's say that on your reentry spots, it took you a whole year to complete all 5 boards on a reentry spot. So going into your second year, you worked your way through all 5 boards on your reentry spots. Well, your reentry spots can earn up to 0.76 Bitcoin or more. So if you just take Bitcoin right now at around $6,500, that 0.76 Bitcoin equates to around $5,000. So it took you a whole year to cycle through on your original spots, and even if you went the self-funding route, you still would have earned around $3,100 in free Bitcoin. Now, at the end of your second year, you would have earned around $5,000 if you completed all 5 boards with your reentry spot. And that's a total of $8,000 in free Bitcoin that you would have earned over 2 years. Now, the question you have to ask yourself is, what did it cost me to do that? And the answer is as little as 0.01 Bitcoin, $65 US at the moment. So I don't know too many places where you can take a one-time expenditure of $65 and turn it into $3,000 to $8,000 relatively easily. But this is certainly one opportunity where you can do that. And so that's a very realistic example here of what can happen to somebody. Now, we're going to see people, obviously, that will be working their way through boards, and it won't take them a year to get through all 5 boards. We'll be seeing people doing that, on a monthly basis, every few months, every 6 months. But there's a tremendous opportunity here. And when you can look at the fact that down the road, if you're serious and you end up building a large organization, you could be cycling on all 5 boards simultaneously, on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis, and at 0.76 Bitcoin minimum in completing all 5 boards, you're looking at up to $5,000 or more, and that's factored just on Bitcoin being worth $6,500 right now. And so, we're going to see people earning, hundreds of dollars to thousands of dollars to, tens of thousands of dollars, on a yearly basis, a monthly basis, a weekly basis, and there's probably going to be a few individuals that'll be doing that even on a daily basis. The $1 million question is, are you going to be one of them? And so I'm excited about the travel component being added to this, because who wouldn't want to save money on personal trips, business trips, weekend getaways, vacations? The average person travels at least several times a year usually. They have to go to business meetings or conventions, or friends have a wedding, or there's a family matter, or they just want to get away for the weekend, or they've got a family vacation. And so here, in just using this one product alone, people are going to recoup back in savings much more than what they spent to get involved with the opportunity. So we really should change the name of this to the "you can't lose" opportunity, because no matter how you look at it, you really can't lose here. So Rick, I'll turn it back over to you.
Well, hey, thanks, Kenny, and you're exactly right. And remember, guys, what Ken said, it's a one-time out-of-pocket expense. And as you move through the boards, it's a great feeling to see your people succeed. And then when you can add in travel, the beautiful thing here is you're going to save something, money on something you're going to do anyway. And let's be honest, if you're going to take off this weekend, go see your favorite NFL team here if you're in the United States, and you want to go to, travel to see a ball game. Well, unless you, are going to sleep in your car, have a friend or a relative there, or you have an RV, you're going to have to do what? That's get a hotel room. So, I said in an analogy earlier today that if I'm staying at the Hilton Hotel, in Dallas, Texas, downtown Dallas, in room number 305, okay, no matter who I rent the room from and pay, the cost for that room, everything in that room is going to be the same, whether I get it, from my own personal product mix and I save that 18, 20%, or I can go to Expedia and all the other different booking engines out there and I can pay more money. But the accoutrements inside the room are going to be the same, guys. It's the same pillow, same television, on and on and on. So we're giving you that gift, and that alone, just for the cost of the membership, if it was purchased through the traditional means that this has been offered, it's going to save you anywhere between $700 and $1,000 a year just in membership fees that you would have to pay to take advantage of these savings. These savings are only available to organizations that have a login password, and it protects our price from the public. That's because we're below the market, and you guys have the best booking engine to build your business with. And people say, well, I don't know whether the value is there. Now you can say, hey, listen, if you can fog a mirror, this one's for you. So Mandy, I'm going to kick this back over to you, let you close this call out tonight. Kenny, thanks very much for your input, valued as always, and keep it rocking over there in Kenya. Let's get to the point that we can make the White Sands an attraction with some great success stories. Mandy, back to you.
Thank you, Rick. Gosh, this is so great. If I wasn't already in this business, I'd be joining right now. As you said, it's a great opportunity, and everyone knows what travel is, and travel is so happy and it's so positive. And the idea that, that just for that $65, about £50, that is your entire business. There's no more out-of-pocket cost. There's no monthly fees. And as Rick said, I'll underline that, a lot of other companies out there, they're offering a search engine that isn't as powerful as the one we've got. And, without such great savings, and they're charging you a monthly fee of, between $49 and $99 or even more dollars per month. Whereas here, it's attached to your one-time business startup. So with that, I want to thank everyone for being on this call with us. Thank Ken over in Africa, Rick in Texas, and from myself here in Greece. Have a great day, and we look forward to welcoming you to EDU Swarm.